Yeah, absolutely, Katie. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look. So we're on the 5th floor right now, so we're going to be zooming down. So you can tell we're obviously in a very safe location, but look at this. Unbelievable. This you cannot tell where the Gulf of Mexico ends and where Matanzas Pass, the Back Bay, begins, because all of Estero Boulevard, it's all just one connected body of water right now. It's truly unbelievable. So to set the scene for you, we're on the north end of the island at the Pink Shell. Obviously a prominent, very busy area normally. Obviously not the case right now, but you see all of this water that has just overtaken all of Estero Boulevard right now. I'm sort of looking down the best I can. Obviously, it is getting dark. The sun is going down, and we can only see so far. But, the good news, I will say, I'm not seeing any giant pieces of debris or vehicles. We've talked about that, or boats, or parts of homes, anything like that floating away. Those are the images that we saw during Hurricane Ian, right? Because there were so many cars still on the island. There were so many single-story structures still on the island. Everything since then, in the 2 years, they've really attempted to try to build up as at least 15 feet. And I'm looking at a house right now that is under construction that is going to be an elevated house, and you're seeing the water is nowhere near where the living quarters are. So that is sort of what they are looking for the future of Fort Myers Beach. But the hard part is that we just recognized the anniversary of Hurricane Ian just 2 years ago. I mean, there just has not been enough time for this community to rebuild. And we even talk about Hurricane Helene, which of course we dealt with impacts here. As I was driving onto Fort Myers Beach just 2 days ago to get into position, you still saw giant piles of sand. I mean, it reminded me of when you're up north and there's a heavy snow, when you see a parking lot and they just clear the parking lot and they create those giant piles of snow. That's what it looked like all throughout Fort Myers Beach on Estero Boulevard. It was piles of sand, because that was the sand that was blown from Hurricane Helene during very similar surge, even though we're expecting to be much worse with this one. All of that sand went all over onto Estero Boulevard. They were scraping all of that up to try to rejuvenate the beach and put it back on. But it happened so fast. It was back-to-back storms. So all of that is going to be swept away again. And I can tell you tomorrow morning, whenever we start to see these floodwaters recede, it's going to look worse than what Helene did, but in the sense of it's going to be covered with sand the entire way. I mean, it's from the Gulf has just gone over, and it is just rushing waters all throughout, connecting the Gulf to Matanzas Pass and just covering all of Estero Boulevard right now. That is why the town officials told everybody to evacuate. They were the first ones to do it, issuing that over the weekend, telling everybody to be gone by Monday at 3 p.m. That was more than 48 hours before we saw the worst of the conditions. I think that's why we are starting to see at least, we're not seeing giant things floating down the street. We're not seeing massive destruction at this point in time. So that is a good thing. Let's hope that still remains the case. Fort Myers Beach fire rescue officials are saying they still cannot be operating right now. They have to wait for those winds to go down. They have to wait until these roads are passable. So anybody calling 911, they cannot respond to those calls until it is safe to do so. And then they will start responding to those calls when they were placed into the queue. But the scene right now is, if you are on Fort Myers Beach, you got to be up elevated like we are here on the 5th floor. We are safe from all of this water, thank goodness. But you look at this, it is just unbelievable. And Katie, we're hearing you talk about how it's going to continue to get worse. It's hard to fathom how it can look any worse than it does right now, right? But that is what we are still expecting. So it's really quite unbelievable is what we're seeing here. Send it back to you guys.
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Hello.
Yo, 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 yo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunset Rants, where we catch you up with the breaking news, headlines, and posts to get you caught up at sunset. I'm AK, your favorite guy. Here we go again. Hurricane Milton. Somebody stole his stapler
Absolutely.
and taking it out on Florida, I guess. And also, a biased media?
No, say it's not so.
No,
Come on. Never. Never in the world of the victors writing history is there a biased media.
Oh,
Ever.
you went there, didn't you? You completely went there. My goodness. Well, you see, we got a wild hobo in the house. What's going on?
He stopped me from going into the cardboard shredder. He was
That
like,
is
not
not
tonight,
true.
you're needed.
That is not true, ladies and gentlemen. Well, anyways, yeah, so there was a lot of wacky news today. Not a lot of big news, but we were able to pull some things out of the archive and to get you guys caught up here today. But before we do, you can find me on X, the real Roma _AK, this guy over here, Fluffy _ Hobo. We also have our Discord in the description below on Rumble, and that's open to the public. This is where you can chat with your hosts and send us news articles that you want to hear on this show. Also, we have our new website. Don't forget. All right. So if you want more breaking news stories on the ground coverage, events happening here in America, we have a link at the bottom of the page right there. And that's where you can do your monetary contribution for creating content for all of our viewers. But where's your pretty face? Let me see. There it is. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
I was sober with that photo, too.
Yeah, that's probably why. Oh, man. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and help us push this post-cancel culture society. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So what should we do? Should we go with Hurricane Milton?
Sure.
All right, so here we go. Tropical Storm Milton. Oh, why does it say Tropical Storm? When was this? Oh, this was October 6th. My goodness, this is way beyond. All right, so here, I'm going to go with this one real quick.
Get the updated sources.
Yeah, the update. It's not even updated. These aren't even it's not even what I put out here. I don't know why. Anyways, we'll skip that.
While you're figuring that out, if you go to X and at my handle at Fluffy _ Hobo, I have a poll going on right now for FAFO Fridays for you guys to kind of steer the conversation more.
Yes.
Instead of just me throwing spaghetti to the wall, we can get a little bit more detailed on what we're doing. I'd appreciate it if you went there and shared it to get a much brighter audience. You don't have to follow me, just share it. I don't care.
It's not even that, but like you're like stealing all my thunder.
Not
Like,
really.
My goodness, you're every Friday. It's been getting better and better and better. And in the content that you bring out, I mean, what do we start out with dead porn stars, and what was last week?
There was dead porn stars, and then last week was a roundabout table of just us gathering together and having a large conversation that was not YouTube friendly.
Oh
You
yeah,
can only
we
find that on X or Rumble, I believe.
Yeah. All right, so I think I found it. My goodness, there we go.
I know how to fill in.
Yeah, so we got so this is the update for Milton and things you need to know about the storm, and we're doing this so that anybody that's still listening now will have the utmost information. So let's go.
Milton is forecast to make landfall farther south compared to Helene, but due to the angle of approach, the storm surge will be higher and do more damage. Milton's wind field doesn't look to be as large as Helene's, but damaging winds will still be felt across a large portion of this state. Milton has a lot of warm water to feed off of as it moves east across the Gulf of Mexico. However, wind shear is expected to increase as it moves closer to Florida. So the storm may weaken a little bit, but is still expected to be a major hurricane when making landfall along Florida's west coast Wednesday evening. Flooding is a big concern, and not only along the west coast, as heavy rain not associated with Milton will impact the state Monday and Tuesday before Milton's moisture arrives late Tuesday night, continuing through Thursday.
The guidance for showing this over the past couple of days.
Yeah, so
it's pretty dry on the south side of it.
Milton is just anti-freedom.
Yeah,
It's going after
He totally
Florida,
is.
man.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've got my own family down there, so they're riding it out. They're staying over by Disney. Disney's pretty relatively safe. I mean, they've got a lot of properties and stuff over there that can pretty much handle any storm. So they're doing good. But I hope you guys got your food, your water, your supplies, and you're ready to hunker down. Flashlight, batteries, things like that. Because these things are no joke. I lived down there for 26 years. I was there for 2004, and that was a fun ride. I was out of work for like a month because of
Fun fact, what you can do with a hurricane if you ever need to save water, everyone's going to go for bottled water. Go for the unlubricated condoms because you can tie those off with water, and they're just as good as a water bottle. It might look weird, but it works.
No, the trick is go for the water of life, aka whiskey. That's how you get your hurricane. How's it going?
I mean, yeah, you could.
Sorry, I'm late.
I mean,
unusual survival instincts with me.
or you can just go to Walmart like any sane person and
during a hurricane.
Like, wait,
that's what everybody goes for.
Yeah. What about all? Weren't you like dizzy with all the winds? You were like, I thought I was just drunk. I didn't know that thing was going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I'll tell you what though, all these things, I'm not convinced about weather control, but if another one comes through the Gulf this year, or at least in the next week, I'm going to have my suspicions.
It'll be called, political intervention.
Political intervention. Could you imagine?
Political intervention, divine intervention.
Well, what happens? Okay, seriously though, what happens if another hurricane comes through, takes out more of the grid? How is Florida going to vote?
I don't know, because Florida is pretty based, and you're not going to have any issues with that. But you got Ron DeSantis down
olden
there.
Days of like smoke signals.
That'll be misinterpreted as dead voters voting.
Yeah, it's the spirits of the past.
Oh, it's black smoke. It means it's a boy.
Oh, geez.
We have an official Ouija board in the voting center for all the dead Floridians who couldn't make it.
You guys are gonna. My goodness. Anyways, let's move on. All right. So the mainstream media hates us. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because mainstream media.
Also, breaking news: the sky is blue sometimes.
Yeah, right. Because instead of being neutral players reporting the facts, actively having their fingers on the scales for Harris, we all know this. We knew this from the moment that she got in.
You're telling me there's bias in the media? No.
I know, right? So I got two exhibits that we already know. So we got this is from the Federalist. MSNBC producer network is indistinguishable from Democrat Party, makes viewers dumber. I don't know what they mean by that, but I don't know. Let's take a look. So not exactly breaking news that MSNBC is dedicated to advancing Democratic Party power, but it is truly fascinating to witness one of its producers so openly disdain channels from its viewers. On Thursday, journalist James O'Keefe released another sting operation-style video that shows a man identified as MSNBC producer Basil Hamden chatting with a woman who is surreptitiously recording the conversation. Hamden talks at length about MSNBC as less of a news operation and more of a hype machine for the national Democratic agenda, with amplifying party messaging for its sole purpose. Who had that
Thanks,
on their bingo
Obama.
card?
I'm just saying, thanks, Obama. He allowed us to propaganda the people.
Wait, how did they know she was a woman? Did they ask her?
I don't know.
What is a woman?
Did they just presume her gender? Wow, MSNBC, do better.
Well, I mean, this is entertainment, not news. That's basically what this is now. It's not even like bipartisan, whatever.
Well, yeah, no, like MSNBC, like if they want your opinion, they'll tell you what it is first. Like, I mean, there's no news going on right there.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you've got these woke tards that have infiltrated the top and are not giving it up anytime soon.
Yeah.
So that's the big reason why you have
It's such a weird. From my point of view, it's so weird. Like when I hear, like as an outsider, learning about McCarthyism and how bad it was, and then as I'm growing up and realizing they didn't go far enough. Like that's the scary part.
Right.
Like communism is like a kind of like it will never go away. It is so deeply rooted as a cancerous ideology. It is like it's not something it's something you have to deal with on time to time, but it's never something you're going to get rid of.
Yeah, and this is why. Yeah, and this is why independent media, has exploded over the last 4 years, especially after COVID, and then that was a ticking time bomb, and then the 2020 election just.
I am seeing non-political people talk about politics thanks to the last Hurricane Helen.
Yes.
They've just really dove into politics. Like, what do you mean $750 for all those people? And it's a loan? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're waking up in droves. Who would have thought it took a hurricane to do that?
Exactly. Of course, they have no empathy towards it.
I am.
Exactly.
Rock you like a hurricane.
I still can't believe that the after Hurricane Katrina, the Saints went down to play the Buccaneers, and they were just wiping the floor of them. I think the score was like 43-6 or something like that. And then they played that song in the fourth quarter, and everybody was like,
"Oh, that is brutal." It's like that meme from Simpsons, like, "Stop! He's already dead."
Yeah, all the cheerleaders were crying, like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry!" Like, come on. Like, it's a song. It's a song that they played all the time. It's just oversight, I guess.
Oh no, I mean, I we all sit here like, "Oh, that's awful." Like, if we were winning, we'd be doing the exact same shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
If it was the other way around, we'd be doing the exact same. Like, I'm not.
If we were winning, we'd be arguing. If we were winning, we'd be arguing about policy and budget spending. That's what we'd be doing.
Exactly.
We would not be arguing about the bias in the media.
So that was Exhibit A. This is Exhibit B. So this is from the Red State. 60 Minutes has some explaining to do after eye-opening edit discovered on Kamala Harris's word salad. Now, if you guys remember, what were they talking about? They were talking about
immigration policy.
Immigration?
You're asking the wrong Irishman, Boyle. I'm too busy.
So they were talking about immigration policy. And they were talking about immigration policy. They were talking about foreign affairs spending. They were also talking about new policies that she's going to put forward. Spoiler alert, the answers were abysmal at best.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and show those. It says right here, remember Kamala's word salad answer about Israel on 60 Minutes? It's gone. This is what many Americans will see now. So let's check it out, shall we?
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Are you
really?
Wow. Hold on. So I just say, both answers sound like they were edited. What the hell was that?
I'm going to refrain myself because we're on YouTube.
I'm not. I don't care at this point. Like, if you showed me both answers that one of these is edited, I'd be like, I can't figure them apart.
All I'm saying is,
how?
This is the person who wants to lead the country for the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, at this point, I can't tell if this was AI generated or not.
Like,
because of how abysmal these answers are.
I get it. All right. So you want to make her look good, but you know how many videos of Trump were modified to make him look bad?
I mean, all of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
and
also, damn Fluffy, you got my joke.
Yeah, and not only that, but how about all the deleted posts that he did on X, like the "Go home and stay peaceful" post on Twitter before they kicked him off?
Yeah, I mean, the more you try to look, there's an old saying: when you want somebody to not, when you cut somebody's tongue out, you don't fear them, you fear what they have to say.
Exactly.
When you're editing stuff like this and you're completely downgrading everything that's going on, you're hiding what they really are saying, and you're making it worse for everyone else.
Exactly. And not only that, but you also have to think about the outlets that are racist. Like this
racist
one. Democratic cruelly makes fun of autistic African American jumping for joy. Thank you,
Babylon B. Thank you for your service.
See, this is real news. No,
it's such a weird, like, for me, like, it's so weird for me to, like, see in real time, like, Babylon B go from satire to, like, real news. Like, they had to make a whole segment, like, oh no, we're not even satire anymore. We're accidentally getting stuff right.
That's why they made the website
like,
not the B.
Like, how? Like Machiavelli will be turning is like kicking himself right now in his grave. Like, why couldn't I have been born this generation? Because he was a godfather of satire. He invented satire before people knew what satire was. That's why they call him Machiavellian. Everyone took what he said literally.
Exactly. Well, anyways, let's get off this Kamala subject. Let's get into Florida. So this is from Corey Mills on X. Florida 7 residents. I've coordinated assets and resources of the country, sheriffs, and the district, as well as other departments regarding responses. We also We have air assets positioned, 50 Starlink systems en route, and approximately 40 generators. This will be flying in non-perishables, diapers, water, and food once damages are assessed. We will continue to keep you updated and ask that if you are in evac area to please heed all warnings, watch out for down power lines and standing water. And these are their offices. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up for everybody to see. So anybody that's watching this show right now that's in the path and you are in District 7, here's the information here. I'm going to leave this up while we're chit-chatting about it. But this is how you govern. Just like this. You know, because of all the issues that we've already talked about in North Carolina and with FEMA talking about, oh, well, we have to talk about advantages and disadvantaged people and this and that. They're all disadvantaged. I
mean, yeah, they're middle class and lower. They're always going to be disadvantaged. Come on now.
Exactly. But it was almost as if like they were trying to set the bar lower. These are people that probably don't live in that area, that probably have the means to, you know, do whatever they want, that think that they understand where that line is, and it's clear that they don't. You know, but go ahead.
There's a difference between leadership positions and leaders themselves.
Mm-hmm.
This is a prime example of a leader themselves. Granted, this post is probably made by some staffer that is like, this is probably a good idea, and sent it out. But for benefit of the doubt, Corey Mills gets a good one for this one. And attaboy, there you go.
Absolutely. All right, so now we finally got the update video that decided to just run away from me at the beginning of the show. This is from weather.com. Hurricane Milton to make landfall in Florida tonight with life-threatening storm surge, winds, and flooding. Let's take a look.
The surge is trying to come in, and the heavy rain, unfortunately, is falling and trying to flow out of rivers. So flooding is going to be a huge concern.
Milton's wind field has been growing in size, and the number of places that will see the impacts of tropical storm force winds has increased in particular. This is the estimated distance of tropical storm force winds on Tuesday, October 8th, compared to the estimated.
You're right there, Fluffy.
I'm just thinking, like, man, if you took the voiceover for weather people and just put the wrong context behind them on the green screen, it could be really good dirty jokes. Milton has grown in size twice already.
But
I
some
accept your
places are
challenge,
just
Fluffy.
breezy and are not
That's,
going
you
to
can do
feel
that
the
for Friday.
extent of Milton's ferocity.
I'll help you with that.
This is again just to show
Milton's
how far
ferocity?
the winds
Come
are as the
on.
storm has
Sorry,
grown.
Roma. We've taken
Those
over the stream now.
devastating winds are
You
capable of
both are
doing
fired.
extensive damage along with downing trees and knocking
Oh
out
no! I went from $0 an hour to $0 an hour. Whatever will I do? Cheers. You can't threaten me,
Try
boy.
more,
I'm going to
intern.
But anyways, but yeah,
pay me something
so
first, then I might worry about losing my job, boy.
I'm telling you, I think Mother
Anyway, you
Nature
were
is trans.
filibustering.
all right, so we got anyways, at least we've got some bipartisan disaster prep.
For once, they're
For
working
once.
together for the betterment of the people. It's like there's an election on the line or something.
Exactly, like this dude.
Oh God, he looks like a character from LA Noire.
The governor of Florida has been cooperative. He said he's gotten all that he needs. I talked to him again yesterday, and I said, I said, no, you're doing a great job. It's all being done well. We thank you for it. And I literally gave my personal phone number to call. So I don't know. There was a rough start in some places, but every governor from Florida to North Carolina has been fully cooperative and supportive and acknowledged what this team is doing. And they're doing an incredible job.
So Walter from Jeff Dunham really should stop with the solo act.
Nice. I used to love Jeff Dunham.
I mean, is Biden still president? Like, who'd have thought?
Breaking news: he's still president.
Oh yeah, like I love sorry, but like the fact that it's like that saying from Game of Thrones, like if anyone has to say "I am the king," you are no king. Like the fact that he has to keep reminding people that he's the president is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, he has to go out there and be like, "Oh yeah, this guy, we voted for this." Like he's still in power technically, because everyone's looking at Harris.
Well, it's vote blue no matter who.
Yeah, pretty much. So we've got. Let's see. Do I got this video up here? So let me tell you somebody who should be president, though. It's this dude,
James O'Keefe.
This
All
dude
right, we're live on
right
the scene
here.
here. We got Diesel, Lieutenant Dan. He's anchoring down. This is what he got working with today. Is this gonna hold or what? Yeah, it's gonna work.
Left.
It's gonna work, huh?
I just gotta keep my ass on this side of these poles.
Yup.
You know, because once I get on this side of the poles, I'm in your world, and I want to stay in my world.
Yeah.
They can't do shit.
This will hold. His tires. Yeah.
I have no idea what he's saying, but fair play. I'd go with him.
But I don't believe that. I think it's fine.
All right, we're live on the scene.
Yeah, dude, this guy is going to ride out the storm in that.
That's he's a braver man than me.
Yeah, like if I were me, I'd be sitting there going, okay, do I want whiskey or do I want psychedelics? What would help me counteract the storm better? You know what I mean? Like, what would make me work?
Psychedelics.
That guy. Oh, look at that.
Like, could you, like, dude? Could you imagine
Madre?
psychedelics in the boat going on? Like before
Is
storm
that-
hits, you take like a bunch of psychedelics an hour beforehand.
Hey,
you
hey,
sit in
hey,
your cabin
hold on a
and
second.
you're
Hold on a second. That's me, Madre. Right there.
Madre?
She saw him yesterday. By the
How's it
way,
going,
my
Judah?
family is in Florida.
Welcome.
I told you that.
Nice.
But yeah, but I mean,
Okay,
what
well,
is his name?
Roma, tell your family to take psychedelics and get into a boat. Thank me later.
Yeah, right. No, but I mean, they call him what? Lieutenant Dan? I mean, Survivor has nothing on this whatsoever. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Chuck Norris wears Lieutenant Dan underwear. What do you think?
Yeah.
No.
I'm tempted. Like I would like I
No.
would do that. Was just get into a boat under like before storm, take it with psychedelics before, and just record.
Ride it out, baby!
And just record
Exactly.
my experience.
I mean, look at
That would
this
be
guy.
amazing. I'd probably die, but
It'll be
that'd
fun.
be an amazing obituary.
Not even that. I mean, this guy probably once killed 2 stones at one bird, but you know,
Killed 2 stones with
Oh.
one bird.
Yeah.
2 stones with one bird.
Yeah.
Really? Really? You thought you were gonna sneak that past me? Really?
no. But look, listen. In all actuality, he's going to be
Yeah, get this
fine.
road in the show, Boyle.
No, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine because Lieutenant Dan doesn't swim. Water just wants to be around him. Moving on.
Is water really wet? Or do we just perceive it as being wet? Does a fish know it's wet?
Does a fish?
These are the things keep me up at night.
Oh boy.
Sophie,
Let's
what's
move
wrong
on.
with you?
Let's move on to the to some election updates, shall we? All right. So we got the Green Party candidate Cynthia McKinney goes off the deep end again. All right. So Green Party presidential candidate Cynthia McKinney has a new story to tell. She says that the U.S. government systematically killed thousands of people during Hurricane Katrina. Oh boy! All right, so Fluffy, I'm gonna let you go off on this one because
the government systematically killed hundreds of people during Katrina.
During Katrina.
Oh, okay. We're gonna find her. We're gonna bring her to justice.
Exactly. McKinney was speaking at Oakland Lanny's College during a conference Sunday on reforming the justice system when she said that She said that after Katrina, a woman called her explaining her son charged by the Department of Defense was to process 5,000 bodies that had received a single bullet wound to the head. The bodies were dumped in the swamp in Louisiana. This is true. I suspect that these were prisoners. Have we had 5,000 families come out and say they couldn't find their loved ones that went to prison?
If we have, it's probably being suppressed.
Oh, that story was probably way suppressed. I mean, long gone before then. But what do we got? Critics suggest that Bill and Hillary Clinton are doing little help to the Obama campaign, and now one report says it's because Obama refused to guarantee his former rival job. So, what site is this? Oh, it's
Fox?
Dominion News.
Oh yeah,
formerly known as Fox News. If you get that joke, put it in the chat. But anyways, so this is Jeepers Creepers, the real game. Basically.
Look, the multi-billionaires just want their front oceanside property that they can buy up on the cheap from all the poor people who got their houses destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And the insurance is going to make money off of it. Come on now.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheers to that.
You know, I mean, because, that didn't happen in Maui. Oh, no. They're not trying to do that in Nashville.
Well, they're not trying to do that in North Carolina either.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, they ain't doing that in Florida.
This would be a perfect time for me.
They're not doing that in Florida at all. I promise you. Anybody that owns a beachfront property on the West Coast, they will get their money.
Take whatever is there, add the investment of 18%, not financial advice, add 18% and make that a starting bid if somebody comes up to you and says, I want to buy your property. Add 18%. And then after they come back, go, oh, sorry, I'm going to double it now.
Yeah.
Watch them cave.
And we
not
all
financial advice.
Circle of strife.
Not financial advice, this guy. All right, we're going to go to Zero Hedge. Texas demands Biden-Harris verify nearly 500,000 unverified voters. All right, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has demanded that the Biden-Harris administration turn over the data to verify the citizenship status of nearly 454,000 registered voters in Texas.
I'm sorry. I thought illegal immigrants can't vote.
Well, I guess it depends on whether they have a D or an R next to your name. But,
Oh,
I'll
of
stay
course,
quiet
of
on
course.
that one.
History written by the victors. Of course, of course.
So what we got here? In a letter addressed to USCIS Director, what is that? Your M. Jodu? Who is that?
Who?
Or what?
Director
what kind of name is
Machado. YouTube.
Yeah, we'll just Bex raised concerns that these individuals.
Just say Jadot and walk away.
Jadot, there you go. From Director Jadot on Monday, Paxton raised concerns that these individuals may have unlawfully registered to vote without having their citizen status confirmed. Paxton requested Jadot's assistance in identifying non-citizens on their voter rolls to ensure only eligible voters can cast ballots in the 2024 presidential election, which is expected to be close. Now, there was an issue because I think in Texas as well, we talked about this on Monday, they're no longer allowing just American IDs, but you don't have to have an American ID or license. You can have a license from a different country.
How is there not lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit right now? How?
Are you saying that I could go over and vote as a like I could fly over as a visitor, and vote in your elections with just Irish ID right now?
You could fly into Monterey, walk across the border into Texas, show them your Irish ID, and go vote.
According to that article.
Oh, so I could go over and vote Republican. Like,
you have just been red flagged by the CIA, my friend. The CIA is watching you.
Yeah.
Homeland Security has a few questions.
Yeah,
for
I
you.
know.
A lot of
I mean? Like,
questions.
yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, technically, like, it just says I could walk over with any ID and just be allowed to vote, including like on Irish ID. So a bunch of like random people in Europe who were like fed up with all this woke bullshit because go to like Southern America, cross the border illegally, and then vote and just get rid of all the woke dipshits and get Trump in.
I'm telling you, you got to come over here and claim you're a political asylum seeker, and they'll never find you because the court dates are being pushed back 10, 12 years. Yeah, you got 10, 12 years of free reign over here, buddy. I'm not saying that's the moral argument. I'm just saying that's an argument.
USA.
I mean, they're not taking cases until what, 2035?
32 at the earliest.
Oh my god.
2032 at the earliest.
That's insane.
Because, and I quote,
Roma,
there's not enough judges.
Roma, I need your finest potato sack and no questions asked. I'll get over there in like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah,
I'll send over the USS Mayweather. But anyways.
That's a highbrow joke right there.
That is a very highbrow joke. All right. So this is from NBC News. Election 2024. Election 2024 live updates. Trump stumps in Pennsylvania. Waltz and Vance campaign in Arizona. Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris running mates. J.D. Vance of Ohio and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, we already knew that, held dueling events in Arizona. All right. And let's see. What do you want to know about the campaigns today? Former President Donald Trump gave remarks in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which, by the way, I'm going to have some Q&As from that coming up this weekend. So you don't want to miss Roma Nation on Saturday. I got T-Bone out there asking questions, and we're going to have Beard over here.
Let him off the leash?
Yeah, we totally let him off the leash. I don't know what
What
I'm
is
doing with
wrong with you? You allowed him in public?
Roma, what are you smoking there, boyo? And can I have some?
I let him out in the public. I let you run FAFO Fridays. I mean, what am I doing? All right. So, anyways,
you're making great content, and please, if you haven't already, check our website and make a monetary contribution. It keeps me in whiskey and keeps this whole wheel growing.
Yes, right there. All right. So let's go back. So let's see. Harris running mate Tim Walz joined an event honoring veterans, military families in the Phoenix area this afternoon. Republican Ruben Gallego, the Democratic nominee for Senate, who is facing off against Republican nominee Carrie Lake in a debate tonight. That ought to be interesting. I wish I would have known that. I would have shown part of that debate.
Has that gone on yet right now? Has it ended?
Oh, well, what time is this? 9:08. It probably just started.
I mean, a debate with Carrie Lake is probably going to be.
If you want, we could like stop the stream whenever, and then we'll immediately head on and start streaming the debate. Let us know in the comments.
Let me see.
We're doing.
We'll keep moving. We got like another 20 minutes or so, give or take.
Yep. MDR call back. Nice. We're talking about Midday
Never
Rush,
forget.
the show that we all used to do beforehand. So I used to always call Fox News Dominion News because of the lawsuit with Dominion. So that was the inside joke over there. So thank you guys for calling that out and letting everybody know the how the sausage is made. But anyways,
again, Midday Rush, never let it die. It's not dead. It's on life support. We can bring it back. We just need to be smart about it.
No, it's dead.
And we need to get.
It's totally dead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks, Roma. Wow. I was trying to say, here's me building up fun, and here's you spiking into the ground.
Exactly.
Look, we want to damper expectations, so in case it ever does come back from the dead, it'll surprise everybody, including us.
No one will surprise everyone. No one will know it's happening, and no one will care. Because that's how advertisements work there, boyo. Anyway, China's acting like a dumbass again. Explain
exactly.
How. To no surprise.
Yep. So from Ireland to China, Chinese hackers breach U.S. court wiretap systems. Wall Street Journal reports.
They're crying for World War III. They're crying for it.
Chinese hackers access the networks of U.S.
They lose all their shit.
Yes. Chinese hackers access the networks of U.S. broadband providers and obtain information from systems of the federal government users court-authorized wiretaps, and the Wall Street Journal reported Saturday. Verizon Communications, there's Verizon again, they had issues last week. Lumen Technologies are among the telecom companies whose networks were breached by recent discovered intrusion. There it is. The newspaper said, citing people familiar with matter. The hackers might have access for months of network infrastructure used by the companies to cooperate with court-authorized U.S. requests for communications data. It said that the hackers had also accessed other tranches of internet traffic. China's foreign ministry responded on Sunday that it was not aware of the attack described in the report, but said the United States had concocted a false narrative to frame China in the past. So everything you did in the past, China, you didn't do.
I don't like the framing of this article one bit for two reasons. Sources familiar with the matter, hackers might have held access for months.
Yep.
But then it just says a definitive statement that says hackers had also accessed other tranches of internet traffic. So which is it? Did they have it or did they not have it? Just throwing the might in there as a fluff piece for nothing. And then having the story of like the U.S. has always been framing China. That's old news. We've known that for like the last 50 years. The U.S. is constantly framing China for anything that they can because it's a nice patsy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't like China at all. I really don't.
Oh no, I'm saying like it's amazing. So many of my friends, like I've met friends who are like they're Chinese born natives, whatever. They're living out like they're terrified of what's going on in Western Europe. It's like they want to live here. Like, we like the fact that you have freedom of speech. We like the fact you have, like, freedom of expression. They don't want to go back there. They don't want that stuff because, like, they grew up in it. They know what it's like to live in a police state. Where everything you do is being monitored and, like, you can just be disappeared because, oh, we think you did something wrong.
I said it before. I'll say it
again.
I
had some friends who, like, again, it's a long story. I'll try not to delegate too long. When I was in high school, there was every year in 10th grade, you're allowed to do, like, exchange programs.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's about 10 or 12 guys went on exchange program to school in China. One guy in my class, in my year, he was staying with a Chinese family. They were walking to the apartment complex. There's a police officer at the gate, not security guard, a police officer at the gate. He walked inside. The security guard looked at the guy who's staying with the family, and said, "Yeah, you're not allowed in here," and that was it. He was a guest in this other Chinese kid's home, and the security guard, a police officer, just flat out said, "Yeah, you can't go inside this guy's home for whatever reason," and that was it. And so he called his teachers, like, "I don't know what to do," and they're like, "Oh yeah, this happened just before. Just move over here and we'll find." That is what it's like to live in a communist country where the police and government have control of everything. Like, they didn't realize what it meant to be a police authoritarian state. When they have control of everything, they literally control every goddamn thing.
And we will do.
That's why I'm so angry and irritated by all these whiny. Sorry, what's it, Fluffy?
I was like, what we'll do, we'll collect everybody from Hong Kong and transplant them into California. All of the California people who want communism can move to Hong Kong. We can sacrifice Hong Kong to China and then call it a day. Be done. Move on with our lives. Sounds like a plan to me.
But the fast part,
if you're not sure,
he's like, I like living in Ireland because I have the right to not have a political opinion. Like, he doesn't care about politics. He doesn't want to know about it. But the fact that, like, if I have a different opinion, I won't be arrested for it. That's what terrified me talking to these guys from, like, college. Oh, exactly. He is now, but, he's so heartbroken by it.
And if you're not sure about communism, then we could send them to Venezuela, just to test things out.
Or even better, what we can do, because they're white liberals who are guilty for being white, we can just say, you're simply being oppressed by living here. You have to trade places with the Chinese people over there because you have to give up your luxuries and go switch places with them. It's a learning experience because you need to learn about white fragility.
Hey man, I mean, I'm Irish. I'm a white N-word. All right, I have no.
That was
guilt
even
for anything.
role reversal. That was like inverse reversal.
Just saying, if you want to speak out and that's how you feel, put your money where your mouth is, bitch. Go. Like, just done.
Yeah. China's
All right,
foreign
what's
ministry
next?
responded on Sunday. It was not aware of the attack, described the report, but said that the United States had concocted. We talked about that at a time where cybersecurity had become a common challenge for all countries around the world. The erroneous approach will only hinder the efforts of the international community to jointly address the challenge through dialogue and cooperation. Or if you just don't have enough security to defend against it, you're screwed. That's what they're saying. So, anyways.
Get a satellite phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only advice to everybody. Get a sat phone.
Yeah, that's the only way you're gonna overcome the Great Firewall of China.
Well, I mean, with a satellite phone, if you had one and if you lived in North Carolina or Florida, you'll have service no matter where you are, so you can get a hold of your loved ones and tell them, hey, I'm okay.
Until FEMA shows up.
Well, I mean, look, if I'm not mistaken, Florida's a stand your ground state.
Yeah. I mean,
we have to evacuate you from your home.
I'm sorry, like,
hell.
what everything's going on, like, if I was in Florida right now, like, I'll be getting my friends here or whatever, like, okay, if someone says they're from FEMA or government, treat them like they are a traitor and a hostile enemy of the state. Do not respect their authority. Like, tell them get out now, or they will leave in a body bag. Like, there's no, like, at this point, I don't know why people are playing by the rules or acknowledging that authority. It's not holding.
That's pushing. You are flirting with the TOS of YouTube, and this is why I can't be on YouTube very often.
Just barely tickling the TOS.
I mean, at this point, you got like a finger in it, and you're calling it a dirty girl. Like, that's really pushing the line.
That's what I do.
All right. Well, anyways,
this is the reason why every Wednesday Roma wakes up. He's like, "Oh no, it's Wednesday. I have to deal with Triebeard and Fluffy at the same time."
I choose violence today.
Well,
I
that's
never
why
choose violence any day. I'm always violent every day.
So happy we're at our final thoughts. So we've got Hurricane Milton.
No, yes, listen to the Irishman.
Yeah, right. Anyways, so we got Hurricane Milton. If you haven't got your supplies now, you just hunker down. I hope you got enough food to survive. Mainstream media hates us. Because they just, they have this infatuation with destroying America. You've got, 28 days to the election. I don't even know why they're even going into these battleground states. Like, I'm pretty sure we could see the polls. The real polls, not the fake ones.
Yeah. I mean, if Trump, I've been told, I don't know how true this is, but I've been told, if Trump wins Pennsylvania, Harris has no chance of winning, just based off of majority polling. Again, that's what I've heard. I can't confirm it. I'm not a political map guy, so
God bless Scott Presler.
Scott Presler does not get paid enough.
He really
does not.
He needs to be in the administration.
He needs to run like what James O'Keefe does with OMG Media Group and teach people how to do this and send them on their way. Like, we need like 1,000 Scott Preslers. We really do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I hate the man because his hair is so luxurious and so much better than mine. Like, his hair is on the growth.
There's a reason.
He's on the up and up. My hair is on the retract.
Somebody put an aura around Beard right now as he's saying this.
Look, Scott Presler, there's a reason why Scott Presler has long hair like that's flowing in locks and it's beautiful. It's because he's swinging for the wrong team for many people.
Anyways, you can find me on X, the real Roma _AK, and we now have a Discord that is open to the public. This is where you can chat with your hosts or send us news and articles. We also have our new website, where Sunset Rants is part of the Rise of Middle America Network, where you can see our most recent content, news, rants, and deep dives, as well as upcoming content that you don't want to miss. You can also give us a monetary contribution. Everything is down below on Rumble. Outside of that, I'm AK, your favorite guy. That is Fluffy Hobo. That is Triebeard. And oh man, I'm glad this show is over. So we don't get a copyright strike.
That's
So-
my addition to your collection.
Yeah, I know, right? The collection's the ones I've already got. But yeah, so we will see you guys on Friday at 8:30 p.m. for FAFO Fridays with Fluffy.
Oh, well, it's gonna be a fun one. I for one, I'm a huge video game nerd, so I'm very looking forward to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're gonna be playing games and talking about games. That's what we're gonna do.
I love every bit.
But in a way that we can't show on YouTube. So please make sure to tune into Twitter X at exactly 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
I mean, can I give him a sneak peek?
Would you?
You know what?
I mean, if I said no, would that really stop you?
Go ahead. Do it.
So if you like my sense of humor, because it's going to be no different than how my shirt is,
Nice.
come join us on Friday.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Thank you very much. Peace.
Goodbye.
Talk to you later, lads and ladies.